You know what? Pittsburgh just can't seem to stay out of the news these days. When I was in Pittsburgh, all these things didn't get out, but I don't think you can really just put it on one person. I think it's a culmination of things. Antonio not winning, not making the playoffs and things like that. But I think there's some things going on with him in the organization between him, Ben, and some different players that those things are not going to get out. They're not going to talk about it. We really don't know what those things are, so all we can really do is just, try to figure out and speculate. But I don't think you can really put it on one person. I really don't think you can. I think I think that course has run its time between, Antonio and the organization. He wants to win. Everybody wants to win, but we don't make the playoffs, and the expectations in Pittsburgh are so high, and you don't get to where you want to get. I think everybody's just a little frustrated.
It's interesting because Big Ben, there's been like two Big Bens. The early Big Ben had the issues off the field, and then the motorcycle accident as well that so many people have forgotten about. Then there's the now Big Ben, which is, does he want to retire? Does he want to come back? This was weird yesterday for Kevin Colbert to come out and go like, when somebody asked him about his comments on his radio show, no, he shouldn't stop making them. You guys should listen to him. Right. They went all in on Big Ben as a guy who played there. Granted, different Big Ben back then. What do you hear? What do you take from that?
Having played with him and having a personal relationship with him, he's not that kind of player that's going to, get up in front of the camera and in the media and really, put his players down. Every interaction that I've had with Ben, playing with him, he came in as a rookie. I was in my 5th year. And our dialogue was, hey, you know what? Don't get discouraged. We had just lost week 2 to Baltimore Ravens. Tommy Maddox had went down with the elbow. Say, hey, don't get discouraged. You get open, I'm gonna find you the ball. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna get better together. But at the same time, the communication was different because we have veterans like Alan Faneca, Jerome Bettis, Jason Guild, and guys of that nature who they got the ultimate respect. That's kind of been lost with the new NFL and the CBA, and not allowing these older guys and veterans to really, be the captain of that locker room or the ship. But they just have to figure out a way to get it fixed because, this is not the Pittsburgh that everybody's used to seeing.
So it seems like there's been a change in Big Ben because, like you said, back then he wasn't really calling guys out like that. Now he's got his radio show and he's called out Antonio and his route running and things like that. And from what I've been told, and also Antonio just tweeted it, that he feels like there's not that mutual respect. And clearly Ben respects his game because, you've heard him talk about how great Antonio is. But if he feels like you're not respecting me as a person, you're calling me out in public, we're not talking about it one-on-one, is that fall on Ben? Like, is Ben because I've said if Ben calls Antonio and they sit down man-to-man, and I'm not putting it all on Ben, Antonio has to be willing to sit down man-to-man too, and you air out your grievances, maybe this could work out.
Maybe they have had a conversation on the phone, and maybe Antonio handled it the wrong way by putting it out on Twitter or the media. But I don't see how the best duo in football can't get it fixed. Why can't they have the respect for one another to really, pick up the phone and have this conversation? Hey, man, let's figure out a way to get this fixed. We have a Super Bowl caliber football team. We're the best duo in football. Let's get this thing fixed. And for some strange reason, they just haven't been able to do that. You're talking about two basically Hall of Fame players that can't coexist together. It's just something that you haven't seen before.
And maybe we've also forgotten the Le'Veon thing also threw this thing awry. But the way the Le'Veon thing went down, where the entire offensive line, I'd never seen this before, turns on Le'Veon in a contract dispute. That never happened. Guys always protect their guys because everybody wants everybody to get paid, right? That's the players against management. Doesn't that signal that there was something amiss when you see something we've never seen before in the NFL?
Yeah, I was kind of shocked by that, myself, because being a player and being in the locker room, we kind of have this code of, let everybody handle their business on the side, and we come together as men and play football and, and try to have success and go out and win championships. But when you have your own players, coming out and kind of putting you down in the media, it kind of hurts a little bit because you're going out there also every weekend, every Sunday, fighting to win a football game. But when your offensive line, the guys that are blocking for you, are not, supporting you, then those kind of things hurt as a player.
There's been talk about Mike Tomlin not being enough of a disciplinarian. James Harrison has come out and said on the air many times he needs to be harder on guys. You know, what do you think about that situation?
You have to play within the Pittsburgh Steelers organization to really understand what that locker room is all about and what that group is all about. It pretty much governs itself because they put the onus on the players. Hey, you know, you guys are grown men. You conduct yourself that way. Come to work, be professional. The standard is the standard. Let's go out and win football games and play Pittsburgh Steelers football. So I understand what that locker room is all about. It's unlike any place that I've ever been as far as you know, playing in the organization and playing on other teams. But that locker room is a special place. I've said on several accounts that, you know, guys like myself, and you look at how many guys left, and you go somewhere else, and you're like, man, wow. You know, it's really like a special place, and you end up going back. And, you know, I hope that Antonio doesn't put himself in a situation to where he goes somewhere and it's all, like, strictly just business, and you're like, man, I really left a special place.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.